got a specific doctrine that goes along with history, that goes along with the Bible, see, that goes along with the reality that we live in, that goes along with whatever they call it, archaeology, where they go and dig in the ground and find whatever they find. Everything match up to what the Israelites are saying. See, nothing don't match up with these dragons are saying, that God sent his second creation, or first creation, firstborn of all creation. He sent him down to die for a bunch of heathens right along with his chosen nation. See, he didn't send them down to join the Israelites in salvation. I mean, he didn't send Yahushua down so these heathens could join the promise that was given to the Israelites. See, the promise ain't given to everybody. If I promise you something, that don't mean I'm going to change my promise. Oh, well, I can't promise you that you're going to be kings and priests because it's other people that I created. See, that don't make sense. And that's why they can't, he giving us a mouth of wisdom that they can never gainsay. Now, let's see here. Revealing. Let me get 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, lest Satan shall get an advantage of us, we are not ignorant of his devices. See, we not ignorant of his devices because we know who he is. See, the Lord done pulled the mask off of him. Now we know who he is. The Lord pulled the mask off of him and revealed him. Now we can know, okay, this is Satan right here. This is the adversary of God. He is against God and his people, and we is not going to deal with him. See, any device that he brings towards us, we know to reject it. Now let's get Psalm chapter 2. It says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Verse 2. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord. See, that's against God. And against his anointed. See, that's against God and his people. Saying, let us cut their bands asunder and cast their cords from us. Okay, now let's go to Psalms 83. King David talked about this in multiple places. Psalms 83, start at verse 3. It says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people, your people. He only had one people. And consulted against your hidden one. Verse 4. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Look at the first name it mentioned. The tabernacles of Edom. See, the first nation that was mentioned that was going to take the identity away from the Israelites was Edom. See? So, that's the first mask he pulled off somebody's face. He say somebody going to try to hide, and I'm pulling masks off. Whoop! He pulled the mask off Edom. He said, and the Ishmaelites, that's these Arabs. So see, you had an Arab, I don't own the music to this, copyright to this music. I don't own the copyright to this music. I do not own the copyright to that music. So the first mask he pulled off was the Edomites, the so-called white man. The second mask he pulled off on the Arab, because they had us in slavery for 1,000 years. They call it the sub-Saharan slave trade. That's where the Arab had us in slavery for 1,000 years. Them the first two masters they took off the face. Then we built the Great Wall of China. So the next name of Moab. See, the Chinese had us in captivity. Then the Hagarenes, these stinking, dirty Africans, Hamites, they had us in slavery and captivity. See, he's been pulling the mask off of these people because this is what's going to happen in the last days. And they was against, King David let it be known, these nations was against God. They was the adversary of God. That's why I say we are not ignorant of Satan's devices, because now he done exposed Satan. He done revealed who Satan is. Satan is not some fallen angel. See, that's a lie. If you think it's a fallen angel, you done been deceived. See, angels don't or disobey God. Angels don't got sin in them. See, angels can't be don't have weak flesh. See, that's a human thing. But Esau, he done convinced the world that God got angels that's gonna disobey him. He done convinced, that's why I say he deceived the whole world. Because they're thinking angels gonna disobey God. It's not gonna happen. It never happened and nowhere in the history of the Bible. See, they concocted up a story so now they can hide in the back. Oh, mankind, and make these broad statements about mankind. Mankind don't have power. All mankind don't have the power to do what the elites got. See, the elites got the power to do everything. They're not, all mankind ain't sitting on $1 trillion. All mankind ain't the 1%. The 1% own 99% of the wealth in the world. How you got 1% of the people owning 99% of the wealth, and you got religious pastors talking about, oh, mankind. No, mankind ain't got no power. See, they own all the money. They got all the money. The 1% got the money. And they the one came up with a plan to hide the identity of people. See, and these peons, they believe everything that the 1% pushed out, because they got it on their media. They got it on their television, in their books. They put all the propaganda in the media. And the peons believe it. That's why he say, we are not ignorant of Satan's devices, but the other people are. Let's go back to Thessalonians. Now, Thessalonians is one of the first books that was written in the Bible. See, Galatians, Apostle Paul wrote Galatians, Thessalonians, Corinthians. Them were the first New Testament books. So 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, I'm going to start at verse 4. It say, but ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief. See, because the Lord coming like a thief in the night. He not gonna let everybody know, here I come. I'm coming on 2020. No. He coming while everybody partying, having a good time, just like in Babylon. It says, verse 5, ye are all children of light and children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Verse 6, therefore let us not sleep as do others. See, the other people in the world are asleep because they wasn't given the revelation. They wasn't worthy to get the revelation. They wasn't worthy to join the Lamb who was worthy to open the book. They wasn't worthy to get the understanding. See, they one of their famous preachers, I think his name was Jonathan Edwards. Because see, Edwards was one of the slave, my daddy's name was Edwards. That was one of the plantations. That's how we got the name Edwards, because the slave master's name was Edwards. So Edwards was one of the pastors in America that was pushing this, what he say? He said God is not going to give his knowledge to the wicked, to the rich people. He'll give them the riches because that ain't important to him. The riches and all of the money and all, see, that ain't important to God. But the spiritual thing, the revelations of the book, see, only they gonna be worthy. Only his his righteous, the ones he chose, they're gonna be worthy to be able to understand the book, to open the book. So it says, therefore let us not sleep as do others, and let us watch and be sober. See, the Israelites is gonna watch. See, they already know what these dragons trying to do before they do it. We told them about this situation that happened, this so-called pandemic. We knew it was gonna happen because they was already attacking. They was already trying to make false hoax and all kind of crap in the news, trying to demonize the people already. So we said, oh, they coming after us now. They about to attack at any time. But we didn't know exactly what they was gonna do. See, but then we boom. What? I think that was in December of 2019. They started coming with the propaganda. So before January hit, you had a whole pandemic. We already knew what was going on because we was watching then. And then we knew that wasn't nothing. That just was something that was gonna set up another situation. And the other situation being revealed too, because now you got the so-called dollar dropping. All the other countries, they want to drop the dollar and go digital. Why? So he want to make you a slave again. Now it's time to be. He's not satisfied with just having the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans as slaves. See, he want everybody to be his slave. That 1%, the 1% that control the world. They want everybody to be a slave. They don't just want a certain group. They want everybody. We want to know what you're doing, what you're thinking, who you sleeping with, what you eating. We want to know everything. We gonna issue out the food to you. We gonna ration the food out to you. See, that's what that Lazarus and the rich man was all about. The rich man was giving Lazarus the crumbs off the table. See, the poor beggar, he come bust up in the rich man's house and say, man, give me some of that off the table, man. Fix me a plate. See, you can't do that type of stuff. Because the 1% ain't finna let you just get none of their stuff. See, you got to sell your soul to the 1%. That's what these rappers, these actors, these rich Israelites, that's what they doing. See, they selling their soul so they can go in the rich man's house and say, man, let me get a piece of your pie. What that, a piece of the devil's pie? See, that's what they doing. But let me get that in the scripture. Isaiah 14 talk about the whole setup. I don't own the music, copyright to that music. I do not own the copyright to that music. Now, I'm gonna start at verse 12. Now, verse 12 is talking about the oppressor. Let me get verse 4. Let me get verse 4 to let you know who verse 12 is talking about. Because verse 12 he didn't just come out of nowhere and just go to talking. It got to be in context. Verse 4. It says, that thou shalt take up this parable against the king of Babylon, and say, how have the oppressor ceased? See, this king of Babylon is the oppressor, is the slave master. That's who the king of Babylon is. It's not just a random operation. And when you oppress somebody, that means they are working for you. They're your slave. They're your servant. So then when you get to verse 12, it says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nation? See, that's what these oppressors, that's what the slave master did. He weakened all the nation. There's 1%. How you got 1% of the people in the world owning 99% of the wealth? See, they oppressing everybody in the world. If you own 99% of the wealth, if you own it 1%, that means you are the oppressor. You should have 99% of the wealth with 1% of the people. That's just thorough oppression. It says in verse 13, for thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven, and I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. See, the stars of God is the children of Israel. See, the stars of God is the children of Israel. And see, that's why that revealing is so important. Because once you reveal who Satan is, and who the oppressor, who they call Lucifer, once you reveal who he is, now the people that he oppressing, now that you can identify them. He said he's oppressing the stars of God. Now you know the stars of God is the blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Americans. See, now you can see the whole picture. Now this verse gonna let you know that this is a man that is talking about, not no freaking fallen angel, man. It says, they that see you shall narrowly look upon you and consider you. See, now that these dragons are falling, everybody looking at them with their eye, you know. And then you got the prophets on the corners telling them, this man is being revealed. This man is the wicked, pulling up all of his records, pulling up his background check. You see, it says, and they shall narrowly look upon you and consider you, saying, is this the man? See, not the fallen angel, not the devil under the ground with a pitchfork. He say, is this the man that made the earth to tremble and did shake kingdoms? See, yes, this is the man, the so-called white man. See, this is who it is. He's that man. How the guy say on National Security with Martin and the other comedian? He said, I'm that man. See, he is the man that made the earth to tremble with his nuclear bomb. See, under Obama, the American government dropped all types of bombs. See, the Nagasaki and Hiroshima wasn't the only bomb that they dropped. They've been dropping bombs ever since then. It said, is this the man that made the earth to tremble and that did shake kingdom? See, this is who Lucifer is. This is the oppressor, ESaU. And the Lord has pulled the mask off of his face. See, he can't hide no more. He can't put up white Jesus in, what you call it, Rio de Janeiro. He can't pull up white Jesus in the middle of Rio de Janeiro and say that and somebody believe that crap. See, we not believing nothing come out of his mouth. We not believing no action that he done did. Because the Lord has revealed him now. See, he's totally revealed. He can't get up on the stage like Joel Osteen and try to say positivity, or I don't want to say anything about the alphabet peoples, and I don't want to say anything about the problems and the bad people in the world. I'ma just speak positively, and God he has a gift and a present for you, and he's gonna bless you. See, Joel Osteen can jump on the stage all day and nobody gonna believe him, because the Lord has revealed who is the devil now. He has revealed who is Esau Edom, the adversary of God. He has revealed them. Now they can't hide. See, they was hiding through the Christianity. They was hiding through the religion, the philosophy. See, the interpretation, they was hiding behind it. But now once he revealed them and took the mask off, pulled the mask off their head, now it was a movie. What was this movie? Shouters. The guy that was coming in to rob the guy, the Shouters, and so he pulled the gun on him and snatched his mask off, and he was like, he was totally exposed, because he knew, now we know who was trying to come kill us. So he said, tell your boss that we gonna kill him. You see, now they know who was coming to kill him, because everybody in the house with masks on, with their guns, shooting up the place, so they really don't know who they getting robbed by. But now that when he pulled the mask off the guy's head, he went to doing like this. He's like, oh, Now we know who trying to rob us. Oh, that's your boy, I forgot his name. They called him, hey, what's the man's name? Everybody who knows who seen shots, they know what I'm talking about. Teddy them, Bruckshot Teddy, Teddy Bruckshot. So Teddy Bruckshot, he was the top dope dealer down there in Miami or whatever. And the guy who played in the movie Belly. And so he sent the guy, the hitman, to go get him. And once they put the mask off, they said, "Oh, you with Teddy them. You know, we know who your boss is. So now we know who trying to kill us." And that's the same thing with Esau. The Lord pulled his mask off his face. And now we know, oh, that's the one. He the one that's trying to kill us. He the one that's trying to do away with our nation. He the one that stole our identity. He the one that's telling all the lies. See, he is the deceiver. He's the serpent. See, a serpent and a snake, they don't always come aggressive. See, they'll back up and act like they ain't gonna do nothing until you get close, and then bam, they bite you. See, that's how these dragons operate. And the dragon, see that red dragon, go back to Esau's color, because you can see the blood come through his skin. Plus, the dragon goes back to the serpent. See, serpent and dragon go hand in hand. That's why the dragon gave his power to the beast, because the beast is a serpent. They move like a serpent. They move with deception. They don't move like a lion. See, a lion, everybody gonna hear him coming from a mile away. But a snake, he gonna sneak up on you. Let's get some more about this guy in Psalm 52. See, King David, and see, the Lord gonna rebuild the tabernacles of David. So when he rebuilding this tabernacles of David, David's words is gonna be so significant now, because David was after the Lord's heart. He was after what the will of God was.